and welcome to Board to Learn, the channel dedicated to helping you learn how to play your new games faster. I'm Maggie. Join me as we visit the not-so-quiet and peaceful town of Sleepy Hollow in Return of the Headless Horseman, a cooperative experience for 2 to 4 players, designed by Peter Lee and the team at Prospero Hall, published by Funko Games. Meet me at the table as we try and help poor Ichabod change his fate. Wait, I need that. Oh, wait. Oh, this is pretty nice. Oh, you're here. Okay. In Return of the Headless Horseman, players work together to help Ichabod make his way to the covered bridge and escape the clutches of the dreaded Headless Horseman. Will you be able to make it in time to dodge the reach of the fiery pumpkin head? To set up, start by placing the board in the middle of the table. Carefully push the tree base up through the hole from under the board. Then, place the spooky tree on the base and give it a quick test spin. Place the Ichabod figure on the Van Tassel farmhouse and the Headless Horseman figure on the aerospace of the purple track next to the farmhouse. Take the 8 purple scare tokens and mix them up face down. Then place them close to the board, keeping them face down. Place the speed tile close to the board with the 2 side up. Shuffle the blue cards and deal 4 face down to each player. Then, form a draw deck close to the board. And with that, the setup is complete, and we are almost ready to get Ichabod started on his journey. Let's first go over a few important things to know about the game, and then we'll learn how to move Ichabod and the Headless Horseman. When looking at your cards, you will see a number in the upper left. This is how many spaces Ichabod will move when this card is selected. On the bottom left is the number representing the Headless Horseman's movement. For the question mark, look to the speed tile for the movement. In this setup, it is 2. Looking at the board, you will see 3 different icons along the path. These are special spaces that can help or hurt you along the way. The signpost is a secret path or shortcut. If Ichabod stops his movement on one of these icons, move him along the secret path and back onto the main pathway on the other side. If you land on the tree icon, spin the tree and move Ichabod the number of spaces spun. If you land on another special space, perform that action. The purple horse icon is a scare space. If Ichabod stops here, he gets scared. Flip one of the purple scare tokens face up. Be careful, if all 4 pumpkins appear face up, the game ends and the players have failed. Now that we understand the layout, let's talk about how a turn works. There is an order to follow and it goes like this. Everyone plays a card, flip and match cards, move Ichabod, and move the Headless Horseman. At the start of each turn, all players will secretly pick a card from their hand and place it face down in front of them. The goal is to play the same number, but don't talk about the cards in your hand or what you plan on playing. You can only discuss how many spaces would be good to move. Once all players have placed a card in front of them, everyone flips their cards over and forms a row. If there are 2 or more cards in a row with matching number in the upper left, Ichabod can move. If there are multiple numbers that have matches, use the lower number for Ichabod's movement. If none of the numbers match, leave the cards in the row and repeat the first 2 steps until there is a match. Now take the number from the matched cards and move Ichabod along the pathway, that many spaces closer to the covered bridge. If you landed on a special space, do its action before moving on to the Headless Horseman's movement. Next, look at the bottom left of all the played cards in a row. Add up the numbers from all the cards. Remember to look at the speed tile for the question marks. Take the total from the cards and move the horseman along the pathway. When moving the horseman, it will never pass or share a space with Ichabod. Always stop its movement 1 space behind Ichabod. When this happens, Ichabod has been scared. Flip a scare tile over and reveal the hidden picture. Then move Ichabod to the next blank space along the path, going past any special spaces. The covered bridge as well as the space with the arrow pointing at the spooky tree are considered blank spaces. When moving the Headless Horseman, you ignore the actions of all special spaces. Once you have completed each of these actions, the turn is complete. Gather the played cards from the row and place them in a discard pile. This is how each turn order will go until the end of the game. If you ever start a turn with only 1 card in your hand, spin the tree. The result is the number of cards you can draw and add to your hand. If the draw deck ever runs out, shuffle the discard pile and form a new draw pile. When you reach a fork in the road, Ichabod will go to the right. Pick up his mover and place it on the front of the spinning spooky tree and give it a spin. When it stops spinning, remove Ichabod from the spooky tree and place him back on the path where the arrow is pointing. Ichabod does not continue movement after this, even if there was leftover movement when he reached the tree. The horseman will move along the left pathway with the purple arrow. He's not affected by the spooky tree. The end of the game is triggered when Ichabod reaches the covered bridge. The movement doesn't have to be exact, just as long as he reaches the bridge. When this happens, the Headless Horseman has one last chance to catch Ichabod. Perform his movement. If it would put him on the covered bridge, he scares poor Ichabod one last time. Flip a scare tile and hope it's not the last pumpkin. If you manage to get Ichabod to the covered bridge without the fourth pumpkin showing up, you have helped him escape and can celebrate a victory. But if the fourth pumpkin is ever flipped, poor Ichabod will never be seen from or heard again. There are stories told as sightings from time to time, but only you will know what really happened on that fateful night. Poor Ichabod. And that's how to play Return of the Headless Horseman. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more great videos. Turn on that bell to be notified of our latest videos. If you want to see more kid-friendly games taught by kids like me, let us know in the comments. And as my dad likes to say, remember, it's not just how you play, it's how much fun you have. I'm Maggie. Thanks for watching. Bored to Learn. Banana! And that's how to play Bored to Oh.